there was an interesting exchange on Bill Maher over the weekend. He had Shifty Shift, Adam Schiff, senator now, on his show. And Maher, I guess Adam Schiff didn't really listen to Maher's monologue because Maher is in favor of the war. He's not in favor of ground troops there, which Trump continues to leave open as a possibility. Please don't do that, President Trump. Please don't put American boots on the ground in Iran. But in any event, okay, he's not in favor of that, but he is in favor of the conflict, of the war. And he set up a trap, Maher did, for Senator Schiff, which was very interesting. Watch this.
This statement from the administration: the president had the constitutional authority to direct the use of military force because he could reasonably determine that such use of force was in the national interest. That's too vague for you?
Totally vague.
Okay, because that's from Obama.
How good is that? I mean, when the shoe was on the other foot, right? It's all these Democrats were defending President Obama and his use of the military, his use of drones. They had no problem. Only now, I have no patience for the whole "this is illegal and Trump can't do it" argument. That bullshit. Where were you when Obama was droning American citizens? Just take a seat, right? But what the Democrats are doing to the president here is nakedly political. And I don't believe, out of deep concern for what's best for the country.
It's so transparent. I mean, it's difficult. It really is a confusing world out there. I grew up my entire life thinking of Democrats as the ones who had their prominent politicians go on their honeymoons to the Soviet Union. And then all of a sudden now I'm supposed to understand that they really don't like Russia, and anyone who agrees with Russia are the bad guys. This stuff flips on a seemingly daily basis these days. And they can't keep track of it because there's no principle behind it, right? It's
great.
So much.
It's great to watch somebody like Bill Maher catch one of them.
Oh, that's so satisfying because they didn't have any of these feelings. They had none of this stuff back then. It's this is why I don't, part of the reason why I started the Predictable Show, you mentioned it earlier, predictableshow.com, it deals with these prediction markets that are kind of a new thing. And one of the things I really love about them is they have a way of cutting through all this nonsense, right? Because people are putting their money, they're putting their money where their mouth is. And most people won't put their money for something that they don't actually believe. Yet we put people on television constantly that are just tossing things out there that are totally at odds with what they said on TV 3 weeks before that. It drives me absolutely nuts. And I think that's a real problem that we have. They have made a decision. They do have a principle in the media, which is they don't like Donald Trump. That principle, we sometimes describe it as TDS, allows them to constantly be at odds with him, even when I'm critical of Donald Trump for changing his argument. He might make two arguments, and I say, wait a minute, you said this last week, and you said this week. They somehow are disagreeing with him both times.
See, this is why I like
in reality.
Rand Paul so much. I really like him. He's one of the few lawmakers who I really actually respect. It's not that I agree with all of his politics at all. I don't. Some of them, yes, and some of them, no. But he knows who he is, and he votes accordingly. He votes according to his conscience and the policies that he thinks, like his dad, that he thinks are actually important for America. And President Trump can't stand that he can't be pummeled into submission, and I get it. And he's frustrated a lot of Republicans being the holdout, but I respect it. As an independent myself, I respect that he's like, this is what I stand for, and I got elected because I have these principles, so I'm going to stand by them. It's very rare. Much more common is the Adam Shifty Schiff, playing right up to his name in that position still, playing right to his name. Very shifty, depending on who's doing the absolutely terrible thing that he can't stand. For the listening audience, sitting on the set with Shifty Schiff was Shifty Don Lemon, who was there to be lionized by Bill Maher. This is the love-hate we have with Bill. Where he completely gives Lemon a pass on his behavior inside that church. And I think we have a little bit of that. Let's watch.
There's things going on in this country. I try to keep up with the news, and and they said you were stood in close proximity to the pastor in an attempt to oppress and intimidate him. That's some powerful bullshit there, isn't it, John?
No, it's not. It's not some powerful bullshit. It's 100% true. We had the pastor on the show last week talking about the way he felt when Don Lemon was obviously in his space and was clearly trying to set up the pastor for something dark by saying like, don't touch me. Lemon was like, take your hands off me, don't push me. Meanwhile, Lemon was the one who appeared to have hands on the pastor. And Bill Maher, as is so often the case when it risks embarrassing a Democrat, did not do his homework here, Stu.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, Bill Maher is an interesting guy. He's somewhat similar to Rand Paul in some ways, in that like he has a well-developed ideology that he's believed for a long time, and I think is arguably pretty consistent with it in this particular case. And I think honestly, the same thing with the Middle East is just Bill Maher can't stand religion. Like just generally does not like religion. He's written books about it. And whenever anyone does, right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Religulous or something like that. Whenever someone is doing something based on religion, he generally speaking is always against what they're doing, which is, again, a take. I generally speaking agree in that, like a lot of people, and there's, I think, a kind of a movement a little bit on the right. I have friends who are critical of the word ideology as a negative term. And ideology can be a negative term, especially if you're applying it without any pragmatism or real world thinking. You can't just be ideological. But like, can we save a little love for ideology just from the perspective of it's a collection of beliefs that make sense with each other? Right, like we've abandoned this idea. Now it's just like, oh, just take any section of beliefs, anything you want from around the world, anything that gets you through the day. Say what you have to do on TV, on the Senate floor, that gets you through that moment. And the second you need to reverse it, you get to reverse it. I can't stand that world. That doesn't help me at all. It doesn't help me as a viewer. It doesn't help me as a listener to a podcast. It doesn't help me certainly as an American citizen that has to watch these politicians do it constantly. So I'm with you on that. I like the people, more like Rand Paul or Bill Maher, who, even though I totally disagree with Bill Maher on the issue of religion, I can still watch his show and get something out of it. I know where he's coming from.
I don't watch his show, but I watch the clips. Clips.
Yes, me too. Me too.
His monologues are very funny. I'm not much for the guests that he has on the show, to be honest, but depends, hit or miss. But it's not something I would like subscribe to or make sure it was appointment viewing. But I like him overall, even though we disagree on so many things. I like him. I think he's very clever, and I think he plays a very important role in our national dialogue. But he doesn't bat 1,000. That's clear because Don Lemon did cross a line, and I feel that Bill would see it very differently if that had been Megyn Kelly barging into an abortion clinic and saying to the terrified women as they fled, "Trauma's all part of it. Trauma's a part of my protest." Right? That's as American as apple pie. He would see very clearly how that was very wrong, and that is not me acting as an independent journalist or a journalist at all. International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There's a never-ending list of reasons gold has risen over 700% in the last 20 years. And a never-ending list of reasons smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals with Birch Gold Group. Gold can thrive during uncertainty, which is why it's a crucial part of a balanced financial strategy. It gives you peace of mind, given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text MK to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, consider letting Birch Gold help you diversify with gold so you too can have peace of mind, regardless of the uncertainty. Text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.